Country rap tune.
So I started writing when I was about 8 or 9 years old, right?
Youngster.
Youngster, maybe even a little bit younger, maybe closer to like 7. Whenever I had a good grip on language enough to write is when I started writing. So during the summertime, my mother would send us to stay with my grandmother. My grandmother had a farm in rural Illinois. And so for summer break, we would stay. Especially me, I would stay with my grandma for the summer. And, you know, my grandmother had acres and acres of land. So I had all this free space to like run. She had strawberry fields and patches. I could just go sit in the strawberry patch with my little journal and write. It was like something picturesque out of like a Hallmark card. You know what I mean? And so back then, you're talking in the 80s, it wasn't much for me to do. My grandmother had 2 little TVs. She ain't had no cable. And then she had 1 little black and white TV she let me have in my room. And I could get shows like Andy Griffith and the Jeffersons and maybe a few other shows. But that was it. And so to entertain myself, as soon as I would get to her farm, she would take me to this little country corner store, and she would let me get 2 things every time to start the summer, a book and a journal. So I get 1 book and 1 journal to start the summer, and I would just spend my summers journaling. I actually still have one of them. I was looking at it the other day. I still have one of them from those summers. But yeah, it started with spending summers on my grandmother's farm, and that's how I entertained myself, was to write stories.
And you the baby of 7?
Baby of 7.
You kidding me? How was that? I mean, you had to be super spoiled. How did that go?
You know what's so funny? So my family is very much so the Black Brady Bunch, right? Okay. Definitely the Black Brady Bunch. So my mother had 4 children. She had my brother Cricket, my brother D, my sister Gigi, and me. And then my mother married her and my stepdad got together when I was 4. And they got married when I was 10. And so my stepdad was a widow. His wife had passed away. So he had 3 kids. So I had 2 brothers and a sister. Now, we were all raised to treat each other the same. Yeah. It was not, her 4 and his 3. It was like, it's 7 of us. And that's how we are still to this day. So we only like explain that we're step siblings or whatever the case may be when we're explaining that to outsiders. But for us, it's 7 of us. And that's how we was raised. That's it. That's all. That's period. And so I'm the youngest. So I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. Both of my sisters are still with me. I only have 1 of my brothers left. 3 of my brothers have passed over the years. But being a baby, I was rotten.
Did they ever beat up anybody for you?
All the time. All the time. I was a rotten brat. I remember my brother Cricket, man, he rest in peace. He passed in 2021. I remember this little girl was riding down the street and she had this pink Huffy bike with the banana seat, this pink banana seat. I wanted that bike so bad. And I kept telling Cricket, man, I really like that bike. I want that. Now my brother went and stole that little girl bike and brought it home.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, he did.
He went and stole her bike.
Stole that girl bike and gave it to me.
Now that's love, right? That's love. That's what you call love.
Did you ride it?
I sure did. I used to be riding it all over the neighborhood like it wasn't stolen.
Did you ask him to, would you always say what you like to hope that he would steal it for you?
Listen, my brothers was the plug because see, my brothers, all 4 of my brothers, when it came to the ladies, they was them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So girls, when you got that many kids, especially back then in the 80s in the Black family, we responsible for each other. So my brothers' jobs all the time was babysitting me. That was like they ongoing constant job of all of my older siblings. Like, one of y'all got to take the baby with y'all. Y'all can disperse and do whatever y'all want.
My brother hated babysitting me, boy.
Yes, they all had to babysit me. If they was all going out, whoever left, one of them that was left was like, wherever you going, Kim better be able to go too, or you ain't going. So girls was like enamored with my brothers because my brothers was all them dudes. They was them. So girls would buy me stuff to try to impress my brother, like, oh, that's so sweet. You got your little sister. I remember this one girl bought me a little pocketbook. Girls used to buy me ice cream, little dresses, dolls, all kind of. I used to rack up batting my eyes at them niggas.
This girl, boy. You off the chain.
Country rap tune.